Hi, I'm Bogdan. In this video tutorial I want to show you how to set up a simple form to send an email. This may sound like a trivial task, but there are a few subtleties that you have to look after. So I'll just create a simple form with a subject and a message. And note that I could also go with the contact form that basically does this for me, but I will start with a blank form to show you how it's done. So I would just add a subject field, and then I'll add a body field or message, let's call it message field, and then on submit I want to send myself an email. And now the button that actually sends the email, I'll just call it this send, and I will add the action to send the email, and here I will write my email address, and it's B, and this is me, and the subject I will just write the token with the name of the field, so it will get replaced with the actual value, and here I will write the message. Okay, and finally maybe I will add a message. Your message was successfully submitted. So this is it. Now one thing you have to make sure is that your SMTP is configured properly, and you can find this in host settings under advanced settings, SMTP settings. So actually here I'm using a service from Amazon to send emails, and this is my authentication, and you can use this test SMTP button to actually test that this server and the username and password are correct. There's one more thing to say in here, but I will leave it as it is and show you the error first. So I'll just send myself a message asking myself how am I. Okay, so I'm setting this, and although it says that your message was successfully submitted, I will not get any email, because if I go to admin event viewer, I can see an error here, and it says that the email address is not verified, because Amazon, this service from Amazon requires that only specific email addresses can send through this service. So what I need to do, I need to go back to the form and configure the email address that is actually allowed to send the email through that service. So this is one getcha you have to look after. Is this recipient allowed to send email? And what happens in the send email action is that the from field, it will take the system default, and the system default is the administrator email address, which is defined in site settings. So if we go to site settings, you will find the administrator user, and this is the host user, and it will use this administrator's email when sending emails. So you have to make sure that this user can actually send emails. And what happened for me, if I went to host settings to test the SMTP settings, it will actually use the host email, which is defined under basic settings, host email. So when you test the SMTP settings, it actually uses this email, but when you send an email from action form, it actually uses the site email which defaults to the administrator's email. Okay, so you have to go and make sure that the correct address is set that can actually send email. So in this case, I'll just write the from to be our support address. Okay, so I'm saving this, and this is it. Now I should be getting the mail. I'll just go back. So I'll just say to myself that I haven't heard back, because obviously the email was not sent. And now I will go in and check my email, and here it is. I received this from support to B, which is me, and the message. And this is it. It's not difficult to configure, but there are a few details that are very, very difficult to debug if you don't know them already and if you don't know where to look. And in this scenario, it was easy because the server told me that it rejected it, and the reason why it rejected it, my mail. But in other cases, the email server will not tell you the reason, so you have to figure out yourself. Or sometimes it will not even tell you that it was rejected. It will say it was successfully received, but then the recipient doesn't get it. Probably the email just sits in a pickup folder, for example. This is a common scenario where you can configure IIS to put the emails in a pickup directory, and some other service is supposed to take them from there and actually send them. But if that service doesn't do its job, the emails will just remain in that pickup folder and no error would get reported. So there are all these aspects you have to think about when sending emails. And if there is any error, action form will log it here, so you can find it in admin event viewer and follow up from there. This is it. I hope this helps, and thank you for your time.